They never shook hands, they never shared a room, but their lives will become tied together in American history.
When Carter was running, Daddy King and him visited together.
Daddy, as in Dr. Bernice King's grandfather, who she calls Daddy King. The CEO of the King Center notes how the Carter family's bond with the Kings ran deep through her family. Inside the Jimmy Carter Library, there's a replica of the Oval Office, a reminder of where power turns into policy. Paige Alexander, CEO of the Carter Center, says when the country was still divided over how to honor Dr. King, Carter helped push his legacy from history into law.
In 1979, when he was president, he actually promoted the historical site, and he promoted the King January 15th as a national holiday.
The bill didn't pass during his presidency, but his support helped shift the momentum that ultimately led to passage in 1983, with the first national observance in 1986. And it didn't end there.
My mother called upon him when it was time to establish this whole King Historic District federally. That was her relationship with Jimmy Carter, and that's why we have it. And even as you move forward to the Park Service, now the National Historical Park, their foundation was laid with my mother and Jimmy Carter.
Dr. Bernice King said that he was one of the few presidents who really was an advocate for the Black community out of a pureness of heart. What do you think about that?
And I think Jimmy and Rosalind Carter both came to this realization, having grown up in a town that was very divided, to a world that they recognized that those divisions shouldn't occur, that everyone wants the same.
Carter's connection to civil rights didn't begin in Washington. It began in Plains, shaped by a Black woman on his family's farm, Miss Rachel. Not a political figure, but a person who left an imprint deep enough that Carter honored her for life.
And if you go to the Jimmy Carter Museum, you can see there's a whole wall dedicated to the effect that she had on his life.
Carter also helped elevate Dr. King as a national icon, including honoring him with a posthumous Medal of Freedom accepted by Coretta Scott King. And then, after her passing, the Carters were called on once again.
President Carter spoke at Coretta Scott King's funeral, and that embodied the closeness that they had.
In Atlanta, you can still trace it, the King Center to the Carter Center, two men that never met but became linked in history.